Feels like we've been waiting the entire summer for the second leg.
Kind of did.
There's a massive gap between games. But the second leg, it's going to be well worth the wait. Tuesday and Thursday here on One Soccer. The Whitecaps and Forge level at 2 apiece after the first leg. They're at BC Place there with Thomas Muller in hand. And on Thursday, Atletico Ottawa need to make up a 2-goal deficit, down 3-1 to Vancouver FC. Wheeler, Wilson, KJ with you. Let's talk Forge and Whitecaps. It's a mouth-watering tie. We know how good Forge has been over the course of this season and really over the course of recent history. Let's bring up this board to show you just how competitive they've been against MLS clubs in recent vintage. Look at this, 1-1, 2-1, 2-1. Like, they're in every single game they play against clubs from Major League Soccer. We all know the spending power that comes along with that. Now their biggest test yet against the Whitecaps, who are coming off a 7-0 win. Thomas Muller, 2 pens, scored a hat trick on his birthday, and one of the proverbial favorites to win MLS Cup. So Forge has now lost 2 of their last 3 all of a sudden in the Canadian Premier League. You might say, well, they're not entering this one on the best run of form. But Jordan Wilson, what does the roadmap to success look like for Forge in this second leg?
Got to defend well. I mean, on one hand, you look at Forge and losing 2-1 to Valor away at Princess Auto Stadium, you're like, oh, okay, now this is a point in the season where they show their deficiency. But I think the other way. I think they're going to go into this match being like, look, we know how good we are. We know that we've kept the most clean sheets in the CPL. We know that we show up whenever you play an MLS team. They know the caliber within the side, KJ. I really feel like Tuesday's a day where they show up and they're resolute, they defend well, but nothing can happen, no success story, no hump, no final can happen unless they defend well. Yeah. That's where it starts, and they're big dogs, Asher Janssen. Nimick needs to be immense in his leadership and how he controls that back line. Rama needs to defend and get forward. Yevremovic needs to be the reason why they signed him, to be mature and a leader. But if those guys can step up in big ways and nullify Muller and keep Vancouver Whitecaps from not having joy, they have a very good shot at doing something on Tuesday.
I think they have a shot. That's how I would say it.
I oversold it, eh?
No, I love that. Buddy, you're always... I love the positivity. Never change. What I mean by that is, I think, to answer your question, they have to be the best version of themselves. And if they get beat, it needs to be Bobby Smirniotis reminding us again in the press conference the amount of money that the Whitecaps spend compared to Forge. Fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. If Forge go out there and play the best version of themselves, they still might not win, right? Because of the way, just because of the incredible form that the Whitecaps are in. I will say that I think last night in some ways helps Forge. Just a little bit. Sometimes when you have a night like that, when everything goes your way and goals go in and go in and go in, the next time, that doesn't always happen.
Dries up.
It dries. Sometimes you can score more goals than you. Sometimes I'm watching that last night thinking you might want to save a couple for the next game, lads.
Not bad for.
Do you know what I mean? But every credit. Muller got his ball on his birthday and he deserves it. And they're flying right now. They're absolutely. But Berhalter is on terrific form out of the international break, and Blackman got his caps. They've got a lot of confidence, and they are overwhelming favourites. But I'll just say this. Forge's record, as you alluded to, that is a remarkable record. Yeah. That is the word for me, remarkable. The amount of times that they've gone toe-to-toe with these teams. Yeah. So why not? That's what I say. Give it a shot.
I'll just say this. No Brian White for Vancouver Whitecaps. He's been their go-to player in big moments, provided goals against superior competition. Without him, I just wondered what this looks like. Obviously, Thomas Muller helps out incredibly, is an incredible signing for this group, but no Brian White. We'll see what that means, and we'll see how that might change things for Forge. They're going to go in there to play with no fear.
He was terrifying in the first leg for Forge, like against Forge. He was terrifying.
Vancouver wasn't great. Vancouver wasn't great in the first leg.
No Brian White. But there is a Brian Wright.
Yes.
And it's an enormous game.
Big one. This is what they signed him for.
This is why they signed him.
This is why they signed him.
This is why they signed him.
Simple.
And he's hard on himself, and there's been moments where he's won them games and got them points. But I know he and Forge still think there's moments where he hasn't. Yeah. And this could be a game for him.
For sure. We'll see. The biggest test yet for Forge. Thursday night, Atletico Ottawa back home. Look, they're taking on a team in Vancouver who look like they're about to set the record for the worst team in Canadian Premier League history, yet they're one result away from a cup final. What's their roadmap to success? I guess it starts with defending, but the way that Vancouver play, that's easier said than done.
I mean, looking at this, I had a talk with Martin Nash as well, and I just asked him, I know that from playing with, from being a player under Martin Nash a couple years ago, defending is his main priority, right? And you're going to Vancouver FC that has the worst defensive record in the CPL. They're leaky, they let in goals. Like, what's your game plan? And I literally think that they should go out and try to score the first goal. That should be the game plan for me.
It's not just put 10 behind the ball.
It is not that, because I think that you can easily get into a road where it's 3-0 at half for Atletico Ottawa. I think they need to be obviously resolute defensively and keep their shape, but go out and score the first goal, because I think at that point it's a slippery slope for Atletico Ottawa at home where they know they got to score three. I say go out and score the first goal.
I agree with you. I think the entire premise of the previewing this is how do you base it on the fact that it's just one game?
Yeah.
Like if this was one game, what would our score prediction be? Ottawa win by what?
2-0.
2-3? Well, so that's enough,
yeah.
right? So so I think I'm with you. Vancouver can't go in there going, we're just going to put 10 men behind the ball the entire time. If you score one, they have to score 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, or it can go to penalties, right? So I think that's got to be the opportunity. But it's strange to say that the team down 3-1 on the first leg, I still think are big favourites to progress.
At home, it's tough.
We'll see with the injuries. Kozlovsky coming back after being away with the under-17. We'll see. Castro was rested this weekend. Honestly, it's just a huge night in our nation's capital on Thursday. We're looking forward to both semifinals, second legs. Both you can watch right here on One Soccer and on TSN.